Hi guitar lover, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. 5 or 6 weeks ago I decided to make a fingerstyle arrangement myself to start composing. And I decided to pick a song from the 80s, a classic pop song which I really like, and that song is called Woman in Chains by Tears for Fears. Tears for Fears is one of the bands from the 80s which I really like. And especially this song is interesting, and I couldn't find any arrangements, fingerstyle arrangements for this particular song by Tears for Fears. So I thought, well, let me give it a try myself. Well, that's very difficult, the composing. I think even more difficult than just playing an arrangement and developing your technical skills, at least for me it is. Probably this video will be the first of a series of videos, because the composing is still ongoing, and I will probably every now and then make a new update. In this video I want to inform you about the process of arranging the fingerstyle arrangement for the song. But first let me give a shout out to my guitar teacher Roy Prins from Studio Sound of Music. And I want to thank him for his guidance, and the last 4 lessons were centered around arranging this song. And he is helping me to create this fingerstyle arrangement step by step, and he is giving me specific exercises. Thank you, Roy. The first step that we've done was, during the guitar lesson, listen to the song and first cut it into the different parts. Where do you hear the intro? Where does the intro end? And is there a chorus, or is it a verse which is starting? And the interesting thing in this specific song is that it's not very straightforward, in the sense that the parts aren't as easy as bridge, chorus or verse. It's a little bit mixed up, and it's Tears for Fears are a progressive pop group, so this song is somewhat interesting. But that's the first thing we have done, cut it into different pieces. And we decided to start with the first part of the song where the lyrics start, and to try to compose a fingerstyle arrangement just for that little part, because there is a lot of repetition within the song. So when you have created the first little part, maybe you can then use some elements of your arrangement more often. So that was the first step. The second step was that I was searching online, good old Google, for the chord progression of this little part. That was the second step, and let me demonstrate it, because the song starts with an F major. You better start loving and you better behave. That's the first line. Then the next is on the D minor. You better start loving and you better behave. And then it goes to A sharp. Woman in chains, woman in chains. So that was the second step. The first step is that I was figuring out the notes of the melody line from the lyrics. So, you better start loving and you better behave. And I was finding it out by ear, not looking for it online, but just by ear. You better behave. Second time. You better start loving and you better behave. To the C. And then Woman in Chains. So when I had figured that out, I had completed the first 3 steps. So when I had finished those 3 steps, it was a matter of starting to compose the melody line and to see how to integrate it with the chord which is played underneath the melody line. And of course those chords are changing every couple of bars. And the first, I showed it you earlier, the first melody line is played on top of the F major. You better start loving and you better behave. And I thought, well, I can use this F bass note and then, oh, oops. So, okay, not too interesting, but at least I have a somewhat fuller bass, so it's a little bit more interesting. Then I got stuck, because the next couple of bars, the melody line is played on top of the D minor chord, and when I am using the same notes, then I have two notes on the same string, because I want to use the D as the root of my D minor, but also as the F note of the melody line. So two notes which can be played at the same time. So that was a little bit difficult. And then I thought, well, perhaps I can play the melody line a little bit higher in pitch. Here. Because then I can use in the first line the F bass and the bass of the D. But the difficult thing is that further on, with a new part of the song, Oleta Adams is also singing, and she has a higher pitch in her voice, and then I have to work my way up the neck, and when I play this with a higher pitch than during the song, I of course have to also even increase the pitch of that part of the lyrics. And then, yeah, it's becoming too difficult, so I want to keep it at the right pitch. So that was the first hurdle I had to take, to see if I could play notes from the D minor chord on strings which aren't used yet for the notes of the melody line, so on other places on the neck of the guitar. And Roy was helping me to figure out other solutions. And one of the solutions led to this. The beginning is just the same as I already played. And then the D note on the 5th fret of the A string. So, a beautiful solution. And then to the Woman in Chains part. So the A sharp, this bass note. So from this D to the A sharp. So combine together. So that was the next step. So with those steps I took, I had now a basic arrangement for this specific part of the song. Then in between the last two guitar lessons, I decided to start to arrange the intro of this song. And I won't discuss it in this video, but the process of arranging the intro of this song led to playing in drop D. That was the advice Roy gave me. Playing in drop D also created more possibilities for the part I already arranged, so I could rearrange it. Today I was listening to the part I already arranged, where the lyrics begin, you better start loving and you better behave. And I was listening to the other layers of the music, and today I was specifically listening to the bass and the rhythm part, and to see what makes this recognizable. And I can play all the details and all the things within the rhythm and the percussion part which is happening in the song. But I thought, well, maybe I can play this basic bass line and rhythm line. And that's somewhat recognizable for the rhythm underneath the melody line. So the last thing I did today was to see if I could integrate the recognizable rhythm part within the melody line and to recompose the arrangement I already made. And the rhythm part is this. And I want to play that underneath. It's still difficult to play, but let me at least try to play it so you can somewhat hear what this arrangement is going to be. So difficult, people.